Okay. Was this helpful? Kind of get a little different framing, right, of your brand. So I'd like to start with the tribal folks. Who has a distinct tribe? You know that you know that you know that you are this in this tribe, whether it's a broad tribe, a sub-tribe, whatever tribe, that you'd like to share what that tribe is, what your lane is within that tribe, like the way in which you serve, and then the urgent problem that you feel you're in a unique position to help solve. Who's going to be brave? I feel like you're
I'm coming to.
You're coming to me. Are you coming for help, or do you know that what it is?
Well, we've talked a lot about some ideas. I mean, I can speak to the tribe and to the lane. I'm still trying to work through some of the other areas to get it really fine-tuned. But in terms of the tribe, I am the real estate industry in DC.
Commercial real estate?
Residential real estate.
Residential real estate, okay.
So my tribe, I would be selling residential real estate. Is that the
Got
tribe?
It. Okay, it's interesting. The tribe, this is a good exercise, right? Like linguistically. The tribe is residential real estate.
Okay.
Your lane is sales.
Sales. Okay.
Get it? It's how she serves.
Okay.
Say, tribe, lane. Great.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And what's the urgent problem that you feel you're
The urgent problem I feel that I'm in a unique position to help solve is that I can get homes in DC. I sell in DC, so I don't know if that's even more
DC
specific.
like, yeah, it is. It's niche-y. With like as in the District of Columbia,
Yes, as in
right?
the District
DC.
of Columbia. I can get homes under contract in 30 days or less.
Wow.
So if you're
It's like your superpower.
I'm my superpower, super agent, super realtor. So if you really are really trying to sell a home very quickly and teach you getting under contract, you want to come to me.
Okay. So I want to take this even to one more level. Is that okay? All right. So back to that slide I had. We had the tribe and then the lane and then the qualities, right? Like how you serve, the what makes you unique. Can you share with us, not to give away all your trade secrets, okay? But can you share with us a few of either the qualities or the techniques that you use that you would feel comfortable sharing with in public of what makes you able to sell this in 30 days?
I've lived in DC all of my life, and I know about the city. I know about the businesses. I know about the government, and I know a lot of people in the city. So I'm very well networked, so I know how to match homes to people. And so that's one of the reasons why I think I know how to sell the homes, because even if it's a home that someone might think, oh, this is never going to sell, I know who would want to buy that home.
Wow, that's great.
So
that's a very, right? Isn't that a very unique angle? I don't hear most real estate agents speak that way, right? Because what you're basically saying is, I not only know the product, if you will, which is the homes, and you know the neighborhoods, but you know the demographics. That's the word maybe you could even use. The demographics of the types of people who would want to live in certain kinds of homes in certain kinds of neighborhoods. So I want to translate this. So this is why I'm pulling out some examples here to help extrapolate. That and of course you wouldn't be sitting in a traditional interview, of course, because you're self-employed. I mean that's a little different. But imagine this kind of person who has this kind of tribe and lane. But imagine her sitting in an interview, if there was such a thing, right, for her line of work. And her being able, Marguerite, right? Marguerite being able to say to the employer, whoever that would be, sure, there are a lot of real estate agents out there. But what makes me unique, number one, is my ability to sell within 30 days. And then you get what we call the eyebrow raise. Really? Cool. Tell me more. You want that. You want someone to say, tell me more. And then you say, well, let me tell you how I do it, right? It's not just about having brownies baking in the oven. You know what I mean? It's not just about having which I'm sure you probably do, or having a well-staged home, right? Of course, that's part of the process. Sure, a lot of people can do that. No, I'm a subject matter expert. I mean, that's me. You know the District of Columbia. You know the various neighborhoods. You know the different kinds of demographics of people who live, which are very different. We have a very diverse city, correct? And by the way, the reason why I'm mentioning the District of Columbia, and for those who are watching this video, we are in what's called the Washington, D.C. metro area. So she's not saying here that she's sort of a regional, even though you could probably be licensed in Maryland, D.C. or Virginia. You're not just saying, I'm a generalist. You're specifically D.C., right? And I'm sure if we can break it down, you probably might even say, well, okay, of all the neighborhoods, I probably have extra expertise in da-da-da-da-da. Probably you'd say that. But it's also you understand the kind of people you live in. And then if we could break it down even more, we could talk about your personality. We could talk about your relationship building skills, right? There's a whole package, a whole branding package around your tribe, your lane, your qualities, what makes you special, what makes you an expert. Is this making sense? Okay? But notice how we started with the tribe and the lane. It's the start of the conversation. Then you can talk about the unique value that you add because you know your stuff. And the reason why I can share this with a group like this that is this experience, and even if you're a recent grad looking at this video, you could still kind of, talk about this, but really, particularly for people who are seasoned, leverage that. You know your stuff, right? You know it in a way that adds unique value, and you're also sharing it with heart and authenticity. Clearly you care about doing this. I can see it all over you, right? Good. Excellent. All right. Round of applause. Okay. So who else? I just want to do one more tribal person. Someone else who has a tribe that also has a lane. Yes. Great. Leah, right?
Yeah.
Yes. You were sitting here, so I got your name tag. Okay. So if you can, actually, would you mind moving up here? We have an audio recorder here, which I don't think is going to pick you up back there.
She doesn't want to be on
Oh,
camera.
I'm so sorry. You don't want to be on
No, that's
camera.
okay. I don't mind being on camera. I didn't want to block the
Oh.
block in front.
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, would you mind sitting here? Is that all right? I'm sorry.
Look, this is fun. Ken and I actually share the same tribe, I think.
Are you also an association girl?
Yes.
Oh, we can go wax on here. Sorry, we get into our own little cluster. All right, so.
Well, I'm a healthcare association person, and I.
Wait, can I be, since I know the lingo, okay? Professional society or trade association?
I prefer professional.
Society. Now, I'm going to, sorry, for the sake of the room and for the sake of the people watching, I'm going to break this down if that's okay.
Sure.
So I'm doing this all for the sake of example so you understand big tribe, small tribe, small tribe, small tribe, okay? So, here we go. In the nonprofit sector, okay, there are different kinds of nonprofits. There are charitable groups, there are membership organizations, there's all kinds of other nonprofits too. In the membership organizations, 501c6s, which sometimes are 501c3s, you have trade associations that have member companies, and you have what we call individual membership organizations, IMOs, that have, or professional societies sometimes, that have individual members. In that, okay, you have all kinds of different topical areas. Okay, so in Leah's case, she specializes in professional societies, but those professional societies that represent healthcare issues or healthcare professions, right? Okay, just making sure you get that. But do you understand the purpose of me breaking it down? So for your own tribes, I want you to break it down. Okay. Yes, okay. So your lane.
My lane has primarily been executive management for associations, but I would say that my specialty is probably learning solutions, education management.
Okay.
The problems that I can help solve, and sometimes they are urgent, that learning solutions are not bringing in the money that they used to for associations, and I can help them try to turn that over.
So tell me in what way, and then I'm going to go ahead and recap, because learning solutions and education management, I know what you're talking about. I'm going to make that real for folks, but tell me in what way you solve it, and then I'll repackage it.
I take a look at their pricing. Sometimes I do a lot with their expenses. I modify those a lot. I look at where their money is going, where their money is coming in. And I look at the actual product. And often revise the product. So it is more targeted, or that it meets the needs of their
members. Okay, so let me back that up a second. Again, I'm doing this for illustrative purposes. So when Leah talks about education management and learning solutions, what she's saying is that in a professional society, one of the value propositions of that kind of organization is to provide education to their members, to educate them on their profession, on trends, right? Whatever it needs. If you're a human resources professional, let's say, or you're a public relations professional, or you're a doctor, right? And whatever kind of doctor you are, you're going to go to that association, hopefully, to learn. Okay? Well, the world has changed, and I don't want to start preaching about associations, although Ken knows that I do this all the time. The world has changed, right?
I'll help you with that. I can
Let's preach together. Let's preach together. Because how do people get educated these days? Do people need to go to an association to get educated? No, you got the internet, you got social media, you got MOOCs, you got free courses from universities, you got for-profit companies that are offering the same services that associations are providing. So that value proposition is going away. It's going away. I preached at ASAE this past August on this topic, okay?
Yeah, right.
And this is an issue. So, Leah, this is why it's an urgent, really urgent problem. Like so urgent that if associations don't crack this nut and other related nuts, the whole sector could be gone in the next 5 to 10 years, like easy. In fact, there are already people closing their doors. The point of it is, talk about an urgent problem in her tribe. And she is a SME. She's a subject matter expert in this particular area, and she knows, number one, how to look at revenue models. And she also knows how to look at what the constituents really need and how to repackage the product in a way that's going to offer something that they can't get elsewhere. Right?
Right.
Because if you are a professional and you can use social media and you can go to wherever and get your education, why would they need to come to this association? Well, Leah's the kind of person who can help you figure that out. Do you understand how valuable that is? Do you understand what kind of brand that she could put out there if she targets it to the right folks? But that means that Leah also has to know not only what the problems are for the tribe. Watch this. She has to know who the decision maker is. Who cares? Come on. That's a whole other thing we need to talk about. Who's the decision maker? Who's the person who's going to open up their proverbial payroll wallet and pay her to do that? Is it the CEO? Could be, if it's a smaller group. Could it be the COO, the number 2 professional? Probably more than likely. And depending upon what level she's at, right? It could be different people, but that's something for her to figure out. And then target her messaging to that person within that tribe. It's the same thing as Apple and Nordstrom and what have you. They're not just targeting people. They've got a demographic. They do in marketing, we call it market segmentation. They're segmenting the market. They're looking at gender. They're looking at socioeconomic status. They're looking at geography. They're looking at buying habits. They're looking at a jillion different things. And then they go zzz, and they figure out, they create what's called a persona. Some people call it an avatar. A type of person that they're marketing to. Well, Leah probably has, whether she knows it or not, all right, a type of person who really would get what she's offering. Because you know what? Not everybody's buying what you're selling because not everybody knows there's a problem.
Oh, there's a big problem.
There is a big problem, but not everybody understands that it's an urgent problem. Get this. Not everybody, and I know, I mean, we're out there, we're talking about it, but not everybody gets how urgent it actually is. But some people do. And for the people who do, you could be their solution. And that's, so you're not targeting everybody. It's the people who actually have caught the vision. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So now I want to shift quickly to lane folks. Let's do 2 lane people. So who has a lane, and not somebody who has a real big tribe. It's a real solid lane person where you know you're cross-tribal. You can go across any tribe. And you're really solid in it, and you've got something to say. Yes? Sarah?
My lane would be public affairs.
Public affairs. Okay, great. So let's break this down. So how do you define public affairs in a way that you love to do it?
The intersection of press and public policy.
Yes,
And
right?
I can look for legislative opportunities
Yep.
to promote your brand
Yes.
across the federal, state, and local policy initiatives.
Okay, great. Now, I also know a thing or two about that area too, right? It's very DC. So some public affairs professionals are very, very cross-tribal, right? Where your resume could look like eclectic, this kind of tribe or this kind of issue or this kind of whatever. Sometimes, though, public affairs professionals, just like lobbyists, specialize.
Yeah.
Does it happen to be, do you happen to have a tribal specialty embedded in there that you know more about how to do public affairs for this kind of issue?
I've been trying to figure out, the tribe would be people that fight for social justice issues.
Okay.
And that would include health, environment, child education.
Yeah.
So rather than saying, because I'm not an expert on education, but as a whole, looking at social justice,
that's
humanitarian response is my tribe.
Oh, well, there you are. Okay, but do you see, some of you have lanes that are eclectic, but actually have a sub-tribe that you may not even have been aware of that could actually be branded. So that means that a trade association who has member companies who are all about sort of fighting for the life of the business of their members, right? more capitalist, if you will, is not necessarily going to be the kind of company or organization that you want to work for. You could, but it might be stopgap work for you. Highly skilled, low motivated. See how this fits back into passiontivity? Whereas if you were to do this kind of work, the lane work, but do it for a tribe that actually makes your heart sing, you give discretionary effort, you can become a thought leader on that, you can write articles, you can do all kinds of things to say, let me tell you guys, in the humanitarian social justice sphere, how public affairs could be done in a way that can move your mission forward. Do you see? And there are all kinds of groups that might be responsive to you writing for them, or, again, we're in the land of what they call citizen journalism. Everybody's a journalist now because of social media. Everybody. Okay? So you can use the platforms, whether or not somebody says, hey, put something in our publication, you can still get out there in the blogosphere and the social media sphere and say something. Have a point of view. And by the way, don't be afraid of being a little provocative. Don't be vanilla. Okay? Seriously, people like to be challenged a little bit. I'm not saying you have to go out on an extreme limb, but you know what I mean? Push people a little bit. Push them. Right? It actually, if anything, it shows you that you care. It shows that you care, and it shows that you have a point of view of how to solve the world's problems in your particular lane. We are becoming much more, and I societally we are like this way, but I would actually credit the millennials even to some extent for this. We are being pushed toward a much more mission-driven society globally. Less on the capitalism and more on the mission-driven, more and more and more. So social justice is actually something that's very hot right now, and I believe that it will continue to be. Okay. So one more lane person. Yeah.
My lane is commercial B2B marketing.
Commercial B. Okay, so you related what I was saying before.
And the urgent problem is lots of organizations have invested heavily in CRM systems, Salesforce automation, and they don't know how to leverage those investments.
Yes.
And I have an expertise in being able to help folks leverage both sales and marketing automation.
Very interesting. Okay, so I'm going to ask you this, but and it's fine if you say no. Do you have a tribe within there? In other words, you say B2B marketing, or it's corporate, right? Are there any sectors that you specialize in?
My sector that I came from was telecommunications.
Okay, fine. So you're a telco B2B marketing guy.
Right.
Are you comfortable with that brand? Are you comfortable having the tribe in the lane?
I am comfortable with that brand for some segments within DC.
Okay.
But I have to also reposition myself for some other sectors, like trade associations within telecommunications.
Right.
Have the same thing. So I have to kind of reposition
for
that segment.
Great. So it's still there. It's interesting because you've got a very strong lane.
Yeah.
But you actually have a strong tribe, but that tribe manifests in different ways.
Right.
It manifests in the corporate world, it also manifests in the nonprofit world, but it's still you've got a tribal expertise. You speak lingo, I'm guessing, within telco, but also when it comes to the corporate lane, you're able to help them to maximize their revenues using particular kinds of technology, sales technology. And I'm guessing that if we broke that down, you would not only say, well, it's not that just you're a technician, obviously, but you're a marketer who knows how to use sales tools in a way that intersects with marketing.
Right.
And I'm guessing if you break that down, that means you have to have a sales mindset, not just a marketing mindset. That would make you uniquely positioned, because not every marketer does, and not every salesperson does. But if you can show the intersection of the two, it actually adds to your value. Right? Do you see how this works? How this could work? Okay? It's all about your brand. But again, it's not just about you going out there and saying, hey, here's all the stuff I can do. It's the urgent problems that you're in a unique position to help solve. Right? Okay, so with that, if you have questions. All right, here's my information. You're welcome to take it down. And by the way, and this includes people who are watching by video, I'm an open networker on LinkedIn. Okay, that means I link in with everybody and anybody. I love to kind of have everybody in my network. So you're welcome to send me a LinkedIn invitation. I will accept it. I may not accept it immediately because I don't check LinkedIn all the time, but I will eventually. And you're welcome to email me questions or what have you. Okay, so hopefully this was helpful today, and look forward to being with you next time. Thanks.